Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my Valentine Treats milk carton. It is a style that I've cased or copied from Beautiful Sam from Pootles, which is that it has a lid that pops off, so you can fill it all with either a little gift or some gorgeous treats and little chocolates, or you could fill it with a love heart or anything like that really. But it's a simple milk carton box, but as I say, the base and the lid are separate, and then it's got this cute little detail on the top here where I've used the lovely flax ribbon, some of the gross grain ribbon, and then the stitched framelets, which I think are just gorgeous. So I'm going to show you how to make it, and it's really quite simple. So to start off with, for your base you are going to need a piece of cardstock that is 9 inches by 4 inches, so that's 23 centimeters by 10 centimeters. On the short side we're going to score it at 2 inches, which is 5 centimeters, and then we're going to rotate and we're going to score on the long side at 2, 4, 6 and 8 inches, and in centimeters that will be 5, 10, 15 and 20. Simple as that. That's the base. So I'm using lovely lipstick again, and I'm just going to fold and burnish those score lines. And then we just simply need to cut away this small area here on the bottom right hand side, and then just cut a small wedge into the top there. And then we're going to cut up these long, the vertical score lines to that horizontal score line. Very simple, very easy. Okay, I'm going to use some tear and tape on this seam here. So just on this one here, I'm just going to add some tear and tape. So that's that bit done. Take the backing off, fold it over. So there's the box part done. And then I'm just going to grab my wet glue, and I want to make sure my seam is at the back. So I'm going to pop one side in and add some adhesive, the second side in, add some adhesive, then the back, and then I'm going to add my adhesive all around the edge of this one. Just make sure that it's all straight, and then turn it over, and then you can press it down. And again, if you've got something that will fit inside that will weight it down, I'm using my Stays On Cleaner. It's just added a bit of weight, and we can pop that to one side. So now for the lid, the milk carton shape, you're going to need DSP that is 9 1/4 by 3 3/4 of an inch, which is 9.5 by 23.5 centimeters. On the short side, we're going to score at 1 1/2 inches and 3 1/4 inch, and in centimeters that would be 4 and 8.5. And then again, dependent on the way your pattern's running, but you need to have that small score line there at the top if you're running across the top. So I've actually got my DSP upside down, never mind. And then on the long side we are going to score at 2 and 4 inches, then 6 and 1/16 and 8 and 1/16, and in centimeters randomly it works it out at 5, 10, 15 and then 20.2. Don't ask me how that works, but it just does. So I'm going to fold and burnish these score lines first so that I can see where everything is. All of those score lines. Love this DSP. It's so pretty, so versatile. Love it. So that's all of my score lines done. Now you need to grab a ruler and your scoring tool, and if you look at your paper the way it is, you have a thinner strip here, and then you have 4 equal sized boxes across the centre, thin strip across the top. So with the thin strip across the top, you've got your thinner panel to the right. The next square in, you need to mark the centre of. So for mine, it is 1 inch in centimetres, that would be 2.5. You then want to get this far right corner at the bottom and score up to the top mark that you've just made, that 1 inch or 2.5 centimetre mark. So you have this diamond now in the centre. You then miss a square and repeat again on the square after that, and I will show you in a moment when I've done mine. And again, just make sure that you've got some thick paper or magazines underneath. It does help the scoring, otherwise you may rip the paper, which you don't want to do. Okay, so I don't know which way to hold this, you can't really see with this silly paper. So here's my thin panel, there's my panel with my triangle in, which you can probably now see. Miss one, triangle, miss one. Okay. You don't actually need to cut anything at this stage, which is fabulous. And then I'm using my snail because it is DSP along that thin tab at the end. Bring my box back in, and then I'm simply going to wrap this around, she says simply, clearly not, wrap this around my box. So I've got my thin panel at the back with my adhesive on, wrap it round and just make sure that it's going to be level when you put them together. Sorry, I'm doing that completely off camera. Make sure they're level, look, when you do that, so that the DSP is level. And then you can either slide it off and press down, or just pop your fingers inside and press down there. Make sure that snail is stuck. And then you're simply going to pinch here and bring the front and the back together, just like we did on one of my previous projects. And there you can see is your milk carton. But obviously this is a lid, so we need this bit to stay shut. So what I did was, I'll put it like that so you can see it. So I simply got my tear and tape and I added a piece to the thin strip at the top there. So it's the back of where you pinch. So where my fingernails are, I've added a thin strip of tear and tape that will hopefully hold it all in place. So again, there's the back. So again, where my nails are, that's where I've put my tear and tape. And I then want to add, and I'm using my box as a gauge, I've got a piece of tear and tape and I'm actually going to put it on the inside here, but again it's on that thin panel. Try and get it as close to the edge as you can, because you obviously don't want to have that join and then have a gap at the top. And then I'm going to do exactly the same this side as well. So it's a bit of a fiddle getting it in there, but once you've got it in, that's perfect. So as you can now see, pinch where my nails are is tear and tape, and on the inside, front and back. Just going to grab my paper piercing tool now, because it's quicker and easier, and take the backing off these pieces first, and then off the insides. So one that side and one that side, and then again making sure that that back's there, very, very carefully bring them together, and then you can squeeze that glue together, and there's your lid now, staying as it should. And then I just pop it back on my box, because the next thing I want to do, she says, oh my goodness, stop now. Right. Thank you. So all I need to do now is decorate it. So I have some of the beautiful white flax ribbon, which is going across there, and I'm just cutting a V out of that side and a V out of that side. So that will sit on there with a couple of glue dots. And just pop that across there. I then have a length of the mini gross grain ribbon, and I've just cut the right length for that one, and I've actually stuck this on with a glue dot too over the centre of the flax. And then the last piece is that little heart. So as you can see, I've got a little piece of the lovely lipstick. I've got the Be Mine stitched framelets, and I'm just using this cute little heart here. And then I simply want my love sentiment from Forever Lovely that I'm just going to use. So I'm going to use my embossing buddy. I've then got my sentiment on here and my Versamark, which I'm just going to stamp on there. I then have my white embossing powder, which I'll just sprinkle on there. And then I'm just going to heat emboss that, which, when I can find my heat tool, where's that got? Oh, it's here. It's on my desk, and I'm thinking it's on the floor. So I'm just very quickly going to heat this. Won't take a moment because it's a very small sentiment. There we go. Quick and easy. And then I've got my heart die cut here, or should I say my heart die, and then I'm just going to run through the big shot. Just need to make sure that it sits in the right place, because it just fits inside the heart, that sentiment. Run it through. Oops, take that off there so we don't lose it. Let's get rid of that. And then I've just die cut that heart there with some beautiful stitching around the edge. I think that's so pretty. And then I have my heart epoxy droplets. So I'm going to use a large one of those to put at the bottom there. Oh, bless me, sorry. Oh dear, I do apologise. And then last but not least, again, just a couple of glue dots on the back, just on top of the heart, the ribbon there. Gently press him on. If you want to take the lid off and press through, you can. But there they are, my little Valentine treats milk cartons, inspired by poodles. These are 2x2 squared, if anybody is interested, 2 inch by 2 inch. And yeah, they're really cute, ideal for chocolates or jewellery or anything really. I hope you like them. Hope you have a lovely Valentine's Day and somebody gives you a nice treat. And hope to see you all again soon.